Hello and welcome. Gamba Osaka face Chiangrai United. It's match day 4 for these clubs in the AFC Champions League. Tashkent, the Lokomotiv Stadium, is our venue. A high pressure situation and the stakes are significantly high, and that is why Jeonbuk Motors leading the way. Gamba Osaka needing to maintain the pressure on the leaders, and then from Chiangrai's point of view, still fighting and still very much in the mix. The temperatures, the setting, and it's a Group H that is beginning to take some real shape. And for these sides, well, they only met a couple of days ago, so they know all about each other. It ended in a 1-1 draw, with Bill, now 36 years of age, scoring very late on to rescue a point for the Thai side. Both coaches have made changes to their playing personnel, no real surprise there. Fatigue beginning to play a part at this stage of the tournament. The games are coming thick and fast as the countdown continues. The sides just waiting in that tunnel, and they'll be on their way out very, very soon indeed. And this table will change once again come the end of the 90 minutes. We'll run through the sides very shortly, but mixed fortunes for both Chiangrai United and Gamba Osaka. If we look at what they have managed to produce in the opening days of this campaign, 2-0 success against Tampines Rovers for Gamba Osaka. They drew 2-2 with Jeonbuk Motors, and then, well, it's the 1-1 draw against Chiangrai last time out, and they'll need to improve on that. They were caught, as I mentioned, very, very late on for Chiangrai. 2-1 reverse, a match I saw against Jeonbuk Motors. Then the win, the first of the campaign in 2021, came at the expense of Tampines Rovers. And, well, the 1-1 draw against Gamba Osaka is fresh in the mind. So there is a degree of familiarity between these clubs. What will give this time out? Teams will be out very, very shortly indeed. Biggest match of the tournament for Gamba Osaka. Who says so? Their coach. Well, they're used to this setting. The latest offering then from the AFC Champions League. Our focus is very much on Group H. Here we go then. The teams prepare to make their way out. Gamba Osaka know all about this tournament. They have been regular participants down the years, and of course experience as well for their opponents from Thailand, Chiangrai United. The orange tops of the team from Thailand, and their opponents, well, domestically languishing towards the foot of the J-League table. Change in management relatively recently, so another period of transition for them as the teams line up and the action is minutes away. All change again for Gamba Osaka. Leandro survives from their last match to lead the line. Patrick must do with a place on the bench despite being productive in front of goal during the tournaments. It's the way we expect them to line up. Confirmation of our match officials. Two captains. And Alan Kun Tongan, the experience of Brynner to Marshall, that defence. 36-year-old Bill will lead the line. Felipe wins a recall to the starting 11 along with Sarawat Impen, and there's the 11, and that's the way we expect him to go. Well, Bill, the advancing years, but it hasn't stopped him scoring goals. That last gasp equaliser last time out. The substitutes, 5 allowed for each side, and expect their involvement, certainly using the opportunity to change things around tactically at this stage of the competition. Van Jakob is our match referee. Big occasion for him, big occasion for the players of these two clubs with Champions League experience previously. All tied up at 1-1 when they met recently. What can we expect this time around? Change of team personnel. Will there be a change of approach? Well, the players of Chiangrai United have shown all of their battling qualities. Gamba Osaka, of course, expected to challenge from top spot, looking for that place in the knockout stages, but it's, of course, John Meadows that lead the way so far. Work to do. Match day 4. Off and underway. And we'll do that all over again. Chiangrai United then from right to left in those orange jerseys get this AFC Champions League East Group H off and underway in the Lokomotiv Stadium in Tashkent. Sunuvi Matsunami makes changes. In one of the games, 10 players were switched around. He's not afraid to change his starting 11, and he's altered things once again. Captain for Chiangrai United put away with that searching ball forward into opposition territory, and then the first free kick of the game. Section 13 involved in that. Sanakran Chinjon, just looking at that Brazilian influence going forward as we watch second free kick inside 60 seconds. You look at Felipe, who has 7, he's 30 years of age, and then Bill, who rescued that point when the sides met, now 36. Experience that comes from spells at Santos and Corinthians, and also the stint in China as the side flying the flag for Thailand in this particular group. And their coach Alakun Tongam Lokon, defensive duties to do for Gamba Osaka, still not away. Opportunity for Chiangrai United to try and build something and get in behind that opposition defence. Nothing coming of that. But they do have a potent strike force, they do have all sorts of experience, and they will not be short of confidence going into today's meeting. As for their opponents, it's all about Leandro. Scored the goal in the 1-1 draw against Chiangrai. He has had a productive campaign so far. One of the surprises that Patrick has had a really good start to this competition. Finds himself surplus to requirements among the substitutes, but that is the way that the coach has been operating. Very difficult to guess his starting 11 as they look to build something. Oscar Onase, that testing ball, it's not dealt with second time around though. And Shirts back to clear the danger. Brenner marshalling that Chiangrai United defence. 33 and very well travelled defending to do is Gamba Osaka, again with Oscar Onase involved in this latest move. Just a mixed bag of results for a side that were expected to threaten and still challenge for top spot. Onase prepares to take. Leandro's on the stretch, able to get it to a teammate, looks to link up effectively. It's back with Leandro, and then history brought away from the danger zone, but it will come back because the attempted clearance did not have the necessary distance. Osaka with a chance. Gamba Osaka to apply a little bit of early pressure inside the opening 5. Chance to stretch and test. Free header. And in the end, Shinya Yajima, there he is, unable to get in and purchase on the header. Here's Bill. Lovely layoff, could be in. Opportunity! Super goal, Felipe! Well, Chiangrai strike, and we have played less than 6 minutes. The opportunity for Felipe, which he took, and the decision to start him pays off wonderfully well. Well involved. Felipe finishes, neatly worked. And the finish was as sweet as you like, left foot. And Gamba Osaka have it all to do. Felipe has seen to that. Chiangrai United 1, Gamba Osaka 0. Well, suddenly it's an altogether different contest. And at the other end, the response could be immediate. Leandro was involved in the build-up. He may find a swift response, a quick way back. There is a little bit of room, and then the final ball from Chiangrai Yajima didn't quite come off, but they'll do their very best to get players forward, stung into some form of retaliation. That was not what they anticipated. Well, the coach looks to have got it absolutely right. Selection. The player providing some support for Bill. Felipe is able to strike the opening blow. The Brazilian with a moment that matters, and it's come very early on, just forcing a response from Gamba Osaka. Again, Leandro is the target, just able to nip in there. Brunner, important touch by the central defender. And then at the other end, Bill is on the chase, one-on-one, defender gets the better. Did not see that coming. Talked about the fighting spirit, talked about a Chiangrai United side that were in the mix, that had their own agenda, and they didn't need very long at all to prove just that. Captain Jensen Muireva worked that forward into Chiangrai United territory. Here he is again, wearing 5. A little bit of space for Chiangrai Yajima. Picks out a player. Oh, lovely first time ball. It was on the angle. Wouldn't have counted. Gohei Punuk flag up near side, assistant referee. And that's why Tsunami saying that this was just a game they had to win, and they find themselves a goal behind. Nothing doing there. On a second. Lifted forward, and again, Dunners across. there with the blue captain's armbands. Central part of this Chiangrai United side that have edged in front early on here in the Locomotive Stadium, Tashkent. These sides met a few days ago. It looked very much as if the team from Thailand were about to suffer a defeat. We were deep in stoppage time when Bill came up with the perfect response to earn a point towards the veteran Brazilian striker, just taken away and off his feet in the end by Onase. Saki Higashakuch is the man in goal, as the side in blue and black try and create something. Sami away on that far side. Sense that Osaka will have to pick up the pace and provide this pressure in search of a response as we head nearer the quarter of an hour mark. The angle for the cross, the side's against it, but camped inside Chiangrai territory. Now maybe for Onase, unable to work the opening. And the clearance brought down by Bill, and in turn is penalised. Free kick won by the striker. Shoji's challenge was the clumsy one, and Bill was the grateful recipient. Sinapadlio bring up the heart of that defence. Look again on the angle, firm, true, and reasons for celebration. It is an improving Chiangrai's side. If you look at the progress they've made in a relatively short period of time, they are the current Thai FA Cup winners. People talked about fatigue. Well, they've upset illustrious opponents before, and they're bidding to repeat the feat in their fourth game. There's the goal scorer. And just less than happy with the challenge was Felipe, making it difficult, very difficult for their opponents. Jeonbuk Motors topping the group. This is Group H action from the AFC Champions League. At this stage, as the group takes shape, a little room for error. The early goal and just changes the contest altogether. Bill trying to menace and make a nuisance of himself. So different playing personnel. All about maintaining concentration levels, still relatively early, but it has been a highly eventful opening 15 minutes, no doubt about that. Felipe came back in for Chiangrai. So I want him pin another to start. And Felipe's presence made all the difference. Osaka looking for a way back into the feet of Leandro. Bruno turning away from his marker, twisting away. Line of orange shirts stand in their way, speculated from distance. It'll ricochet, it'll fall on the blue shirt. The cutback is there, plenty back to avert the danger and deal with the threat. They come in again, decent pressure, and the header drifts wide from Shinya Yajima. Decent opportunity to tie it up at 1-1. It's not the first time he has presented with a scoring chance. It came and, well, couldn't make the header count as the ball in the end just drifts the wrong side of the post. There you go, that close to tying it up at 1-1. Way through for Bill, but full of running. Gamba Osaka 0, Chiangrai United 1. It has been an interesting opening 18 minutes. A little push there. Well, what of the team from Japan in Group H? Runners up in last year's J-League. Experience down the years at FIFA Club World Cup. J-League Cup winners 2007 and 14. Cup winners on a couple of occasions, Emperor's Cup success. Here they come trying to level it up. Players back, important defensive intervention, and then on the counter, well, held up by Bill, flagged far side. Just looking at those domestic successes I was talking about. On top of that, AFC, they know all about this Champions League. They'd won it, and then domestically relegated, promoted again, reached the semis of this tournament, so they have the experience down the years, but they're finding this a real struggle. And the evidence in 20 minutes, plenty of pressing. The chances had come and gone. The scoreline for the footballing neutral may surprise a few. Still trailing, it's a narrow lead. Looking for an equaliser, will not come. Another chance, Shinya Yajima. He's been wasteful in front of goal. He has enjoyed their best opportunities, but he has not been able to take one. Well, we played over 20 minutes. A venue they know very well as the goal scorer tries to get in once again. No need for travel. They've got to stay in Tashkent. So the ground and the group opposition familiar. It's been all about Gamba Osaka trying to find an equaliser, and Chiangrai trying to find a second on the counter. Bill, Cybernetic, dealing for a corner which will not come, but still the threat. Despite the advancing years, you look at his contribution down the years for his club employers. He's third in their domestic league. Comes more pressure and more defending. Through a lot of work is Brunner at the back as that rolls through harmlessly. Back Rowan is the first choice keeper. Just a word with a rather frustrated Leandro, and then the smile, and then the acknowledgements. He's trying to close down the keeper. Well, he took it off him, finds the back of the net, nothing doing. Midway point of the first half. Back into his own half, Bill, to pick up possession. All the battling qualities have been so evident at the midway point of this first half. Here to shake things up, to spring a few surprises. Bill White captaining the side once again, trying to sweep that forward into the path of the running goal scorer, Felipe. So Gamba Osaka, the top scorer in 2020. Patrick on the bench, productive campaign, but a team selection that's been difficult to predict. Emperor's Cup and Super Cup successes, but they are struggling in this Group H game. The domestic campaign has been one of disappointment. A coach also that has lost his job back in May after a poor run of league results. So from a managerial point of view, new man at the helm trying to stamp his authority. And a mixed bag so far as we look at the possession statistic on this match day 4. The captain, Gamba, who's done well. Uses the ball intelligently, just for a moment thought he was going to go for a shot from a long way out, slips beyond Bill and well beyond Felipe, and Misaki Nagashiguchi in goal. Breached the once with Felipe's angled strike into the final 20 of the first half. It's been a good watch. And that man has got through a lot of defending. Brunner. JPN. So just days after meeting for the first time in this year's championship, they go head-to-head once again. And an early goal, Felipe giving Chiangrai United the advantage, looking maybe for a second. And the defensive presence of the captain, Gamba, just to break that up. Very good. Shoji, and then, well, they did it and dallied, give it away. Felipe to Bill. Support arriving, 3 in the middle. Maybe a second chance to deliver the cross. Still the same intended targets inside that 18-yard area, congested. Time for Chiangrai United maybe to work something. So far, so good for the Thai outfit, who have certainly shown what they are all about inside the opening half an hour. Turns away from his marker. Captain does well, and then just beyond the outstretched leg of Sanyuhan Shinjong. Thumbs up from the touchlines as the two coaches go to work with their instructions. Bill Purawat, he's getting forward on every possible opportunity. Brunner will turn and went out with his 18-yard area as Waddle. So Hussein is the player wearing 2 in a advanced position. Senior club for him. Just held up to win the free kick. Again, looking threatening. Every time they get into that final third, and they are in again, it opens up, takes a deflection, and then Bill's effort is hammered too high. It's a big, big warning for Gamba Osaka, who were almost caught out again. Theatrical's first effort, and then who was there on the follow-up to lash it just too high? Bill again, threatening a second, and then the appeal. Well, they've had plenty of possession of Gamba Osaka, just haven't been able to make do with it what they'd hoped to. The opportunities have been squandered. Wasteful in front of goal. There's the pass accuracy into the final 15 minutes of this first half. Jamar, decent ball in, asked the question, and after that, one was there, and then able to set Bill away, just being tracked all the way by Genshoji. He's had an excellent first half as the veteran Brazilian striker. It's a performance full of confidence. Still early, and I'm sure they will use those substitutes, but they don't look fatigued. look, a side full of optimism. Well, a bit of possession football. Game plan that has worked well for over half an hour. Felipe with the telling contribution. Hanase's ball, and Miura, the captain, jumped on by Kuno. Here he is again, pressing, no end reward. Is that about the change? Driven in with pace, couldn't get ahead on it. It was meant for that man Leandro. May have another chance. Linking up, here's a man who's had opportunities, can't take them, that being Shinya Yajima. That time with the assist. Again, the same outcome. Can he get away from the attention to the marker? It's Bill again, and support arriving. Tonowat's ball, and then able to work it away to that far side. Happy in possession. Happy to let that clock count down. Statement of intent. This would be, were they to hold on to this scoreline. Just an illustration of how far they have come as a club in recent years. Got a long, long way still to go, and Gamba Osaka continue to look to push and press, and behind it will go for a corner. That was the moment that they were protesting. Ball to hand, hand to ball, nothing going. The lead remains at 1. Corner opportunity. There's Leandro at the back of picture. A few interested parties do their job once again. Funneled away by Higashikuchi, all the way through to his opposite number. Here's the captain. Well, the applause from the goal scorer. And the side in blue and black have plenty to ponder. Okuno clear down. He continues for the moment at least. And now the referee will bring it back. It's the goal scorer. Well, a number of talking points as they plot a way back, and a manager who's never been afraid to make tactical changes. 10 in one game. Will be contemplating what he needs to do, particularly from that substitutes bench, if they get away and find a way back into this Champions League encounter. Yeshima, he's had chances. A story of missed opportunities. A game where Chiangrai have had to defend for long periods, but they've always looked dangerous when they have got players forward, the likes of Bill and Felipe, the scorer. Felipe brought back. It's Bill who's the only player, well, just on almost on halfway. Everyone else in and on defensive duties. Nice set-up play. Again, the finish is lacking, and that has been the story of the day so far. Haven't tested the goalkeeper as much as they would have hoped. Suk Viraguch, the latest in a line of Gamba Osaka players, but Antonak Wadaron hasn't had that much to do in terms of genuine saves that he's had to make. Sanikran's Clarence, Sanikran Chinjon. Well, the closing stages of the first half that saw the early goal. But whatever Gamba Osaka have attempted to do in terms of a first half comeback, their best efforts have been frustrated. Now the ball, Felipe will chase. Again, Shoji is there first and can provide the necessary clearance. A little head-on by Leandro. Scored against these opponents just a few days ago. Club Brugge among the clubs, and at 6'3", the 29-year-old provides a real physical presence. Well, the games continue to come thick and fast at this group stage of the AFC Champions League. We are at match day 4 in this Group H, and Leandro appeals, and the referee is not interested. And at the other end, just for a moment, thought matters might open up. Bill again deep inside his own half. Blue and black flooding forward the shirts of Gamba Osaka. Yajima involved again. Onase's ball is a good one, across the face of goal. No one there to provide the final telling touch. Back it will come again and hooked behind and for a corner. Good piece of pressure from Gamba Osaka. What a wonderful ball that was, played into the 18-yard area. Lovely cross. This was where it started. Looked for a hand, and the referee was not interested in, quite rightly, arms against the body. But some defending to do in the closing minutes of this first half. So, the last couple of minutes of first half action, a game that's produced the one goal. It's come early on. And the team that won this competition back in 2008, the club that have been regular participants down the years, find themselves trailing. Chiangrai United look like taking a slender advantage into the half-time interval. The captain, Genta Miura, and then Onase with a threat down this right side. Yajima got to keep his footing. Lovely little ball. Player goes down, and again frustration. And at the other end, this is what they've done well. Just evades him and rolls out of play. The hard-working Bill, as he has been again, really led by example. O'Connor's ball. For all their possession and for the chances they've carved out, nothing going so far. And we are closing in on half-time. Needed a better ball than that. 1 minute of additional time. And it's with Bill and with Chiangrai United. Just want to see this out. Keep hold of the football. It's job done so far. Only halfway through. What a heartening performance. Full of encouragement for those of the Chiangrai United persuasion. Keeper has not been tested enough. Defence has held firm, and when they have managed to get shots and headers away, too often they've been wide of the mark. We're to see one final opportunity, rather tame cross and comfortable save in the end for Aparak Wanawong. The last action, well, it has certainly been eventful. Talking points, and one goal proving the difference at the end of the opening 45 minutes. An opportunity that fell at the feet of Felipe, and the player recalled to the Chiangrai United starting 11 took it wonderfully well, and from that moment onwards Gamba Osaka were chasing the game. Opportunities came, opportunities went. Half time, it's Gamba Osaka 0, Chiangrai United 1. Welcome back ahead of the second half. The early goal and the advantage remains with Chiangrai United. Teams on their way out for the second half. Are we to see a response from Gamba Osaka? No surprise that the changes are about to be made. A coach that has not been afraid to mix things up in terms of playing personnel. Kolakwa not to be among those waiting on the sideline for his opportunity. We'll confirm that in just a moment. But something needs to happen if they are to maintain a challenge for top spot in Group H. They'll be delighted with the first half performance. All smiles and performance of real promise. Yes, Kurakawa is on, wearing 24. It is J-League debut for the club in 2019. There'll be more changes to follow, I'm sure of that. The second time in the space of a few days these sides go head-to-head. A check of the watch, we're off and underway then at the start of the second half. The goal by Felipe early on in this AFC Champions League contest remains the difference. And the side from Thailand, who only joined the new Thai setup as recently as 2009, have underlined what they are all about. Able to mix it at this level. Yes, they have played in a Champions League previously. They don't have the experience their opponents do. But they settled to the task. They were able to get the early goal. And then they defended well. And the problems for Gamba Osaka were too often the finishing wide of the target, disappointing for them. Waro in the Chiangrai goal, forced to do much. And first clear-cut opening, same old story. Wide it goes. Patrick on, just confirming that change. Disappointing that he was left out. If you look at how productive he has been up front in this championship, unlucky to be left on the bench. It's just the way that Masanobu Tsunami does things, but he's got him on. A new focal point. Rather sloppy, and Bill tries to tee it up. hurried the clearance. Anywhere will do from Sogonuma. This is something that they have plenty in the opening 45, plenty of possession. End product missing. Another ball played in, and another decision that goes against them. Takashi Osami getting goal side. Well, Patrick scored twice in the 2-2 draw with Jeonbuk Motors. His coach will be looking for him to repeat that sort of scoring form. Gamba started with a win that was really anticipated against Tampines Rovers, and that draw with Jeonbuk Motors, and then held 1-1 by Chiangrai United last time out. Block coming in from Yajima. Wanawong's clearance. He felt that. The veteran striker down, and the colour of the card is yellow. And breaches challenge. He finds himself cautioned. They were only promoted to the top tier, Chiangrai United, back in 2010. It just shows the enormous progress they've made. It's built. It's still alive, and from an acute angle, forcing the save from Masaki Higashoguchi. Yeah, that promotion, what, 11 years ago, the Youth Academies in 2012, the FA Cup triumph of 2017, of 2018. They scored a hat-trick in that, and then they won the league in 2019. So they are building on this solid foundation, and they find themselves in the AFC Champions League. Yes, they have been here before, as we watch again as Bill tried to, from a very tight angle, score Chiangrai's second goal of the match. Patrick. He'll continue his run into that area. It's beyond the striker and headed away. Sarawut's in pen, just not going to take any sort of Gamble gives away the corner kick. There is the corner count. Early stages of the second half. The one thing that stays the same is the scoreline. Is that about to change as it's whipped in? Defended well. Is just around that 18-yard area, picked up in the end by the player who was booked a moment ago, Iraguchi. That is the response. It's 1-1, and it's a moment of quality to tie it up. It came out of absolutely nothing. An early second half breakthrough and an opportunity to celebrate. Gamba Osaka have levelled it up at 1-1, and this is how they did it. Deflects. It's a cruel moment. Well, Yajimar's effort looped up and over, and it's so cruel on Brenner, who helps it into his own net. A moment of misfortune. The grateful recipients, he'll claim it. Yajimar. It's Gamba Osaka 1, Chiangrai United 1. Well, it's tough on the defender, and it's very cruel on a goalkeeper. Suddenly back in the contest, and the momentum shifts. And at the other end, just too far in front of Bill. Off his line, scurrying off his line. Iraguchi to clear the danger. Yajimar has been one of the more threatening players in the blue and black of Gamba Osaka. Spurned the opportunities that came his way, but just a touch of luck. Brunner's looked solid at the heart of that Chiangrai United defence, but absolutely nothing he could do. And now this contest is back in the balance. Shifting through the gears. And the chance loops up and away. But the signs are all too evident. Yajimar again on the end of it. Couldn't keep the header down. Again, Brunner was there to rather put him off, make his presence felt. So the early goal from Felipe, and they held on to that. They looked confident. And then the second half, Kurakwa, Patrick on, and then the goal that spins in off Brunner from Yajimar. And we've only played 11 minutes of the second half. Well, from Sudakon Tiabrakul to dispossess and sets Chiangrai over halfway. He'll take his position inside the area, so will Bill. It will come through to Sivakorn, and Bill goes to ground, and it's pulled away. And then just frustration beginning to boil over. A little bit of afters, and the referee will want to get in there quickly and intervene. But he's been a thorn in the side of Gamba Osaka throughout this. And as that ball was in, he went to ground. The referee felt there was no contact at all. The reaction from the 36-year-old striker. Well, all friends again. Almost an hour in. And the side from Japan have started this second half well. Changes from the substitutes bench. But it's a player that's been on from the start. Shinya Yajima involved. And Brenner's own goal means that this contest takes on an altogether different complexion. Well, this was the scoreline the last time these sides met. Just a few days ago. And it was Bill that had the final say with that stoppage time equaliser to earn what had looked an unlikely point for Chiangrai. This is nicely set up for the final 30. Despite the setback, push players forward, theatrical, involved once again, Cho Ji-hoon. Cannot afford to let confidence levels drop. They'll know what they were able to do in the opening 45, and they'll need more of the same in the remaining 30 to challenge a side that have a little bit of renewed optimism thanks to the good fortune of Brunner's own goal. It opens up nicely as well as a spectacle. It's been a decent watch throughout. It's Group H, very much our focus. And there's been no let up in the matches. Put a cramp for the man that was heavily involved in the moments that brought them level in this tie. We'll wait to see whether he is able to participate any further. Hold up continues. Well, right from the start, he was involved in scoring chances. Couldn't take any at that stage in the first half. Rather spurn the opportunities. See how keen he is to continue not to be His day is done. Chocolate on. Takashi Osami's challenge. Really competitive encounter by these sides who are all too familiar with each other. Sivakon theatrical with support from Hassan Hossein. Chiangrai's turn to try and press. Chichuhon finds his target, support from Hassan again. One, two, no way through for Sivakon. Very well positioned, 3 yards from it. Patrick protests his innocence. Player stays down. Free kick to the Thai side. They're still very much in this contest. Just Patrick on the stretch, and then the two players colliding. And there's the man who came off not worse in that confrontation, Sanapat Leo. All about topping the group, all about finding a way through to the knockout stages. The space opening up, and just too long in the end for the on-running Hassan Hossein. Since maybe they've weathered that setback so often when a side is able to tie it up and level it up, they can go on and dominate, but Chiangrai remain very much in this contest. 25 minutes remaining, Group H. Jeonbuk Motors, the side that have led the way. High stakes, pressure situation. Well, maybe at this stage, fatigue starts to creep in, and we start to see more changes from the bench. Both clubs able to make 5 substitutions apiece. And talking of substitutions, there's the latest. The man who scored the goal is making way. And a man who has scored a goal in Chiangrai colours, Ekene Kanya, has his opportunity. Well worth a go from distance. A long way wide from Sarawuddin then. Will reach that and will provide the cross, volleyed away, still some danger. I felt the full effects of that. He was surrounded, but he's dealt with that well, the referee. There's the challenge. Oh, full-blooded. The player's entitled to go for that. There's the Chiangrai United captain, and the Kuno of Gamba, Osaka. An early goal, a second half leveller, changes from the bench, and just over 20 minutes for one of these teams to come up with a winning moment. Otherwise, it's the same scoreline than when they last met. 1-1 then, 1-1 now. This hasn't dropped noticeably. Two sides have given it a real go. It's the decision that goes against Hassan Hussein. Patrick is the man leading the line then. Here he is. And that is cut out, and that has sent Bill away. Is he able to get away from his marker? He is. Good block. Really important block coming in from Genshoji. Still lively, still a threat, and a moment after one substitution, it's now the turn of Gamba Osaka. Kunu is coming off, and on comes Yuki Yamamoto. Set-piece opportunity falls the way of Chiangrai United, and they have committed players forward. It sets us up really nicely for the final passage of this game. Swung in. and defended well. And then here's the pace on the counter. It's Karata done a bit well, and then easy enough for Wong. And Chiangrai can push a few forward themselves. Jejion, Sevakon. Heads did not drop despite the equaliser and despite the misfortune as it spun up and in off the unfortunate centre-back Brunner. There's Hassan Hussein, little room to manoeuvre. Swept away. Lovely ball. But there's one or two in the middle. The run, the cross, the cutback. Blue shirts everywhere. And hammered away from the danger zone. Patrick cannot win that aerial confrontation. Lifted forward, drops for Batman Hassan Hussein. No team able to dominate the second half proceedings. A good second half start by Gamba Osaka. They made the changes and it certainly paid off with the goal, but then Chiangrai United have come back themselves. Locked at 1-1 in their last AFC Champions League meeting and tied up at 1-1 once again. Just over 15 minutes remaining. Waited, invited the challenge, and unable to find Sivakorn theatrical. Karata's challenge. Well matched, these two Group H rivals. Assistant referee with the flag. And there's the yellow card. It's Solomon booked. Gooch, one of his teammates, also cautioned the little push there on a cynical on Bill free kick. And confirmation of the caution into the final 15. Challenge, which Hussein is unable to win, but Hassan Hussein will take this throw-in. To Gamba Osaka. Aside from the win against Tampines Rovers, it's been a case of drawing games, not able to get the points returned that they'd anticipated. The best part of a quarter of an hour to try and rescue something more than a point from this match. Here's Bill, picks out the pass. Plenty in orange committed forward. Sivakorn theatrical. The slip by Salahwood Impen, and then the initial clearance, and then the follow-up clearance. Defensive line does its job. The latest change has come. Somkid on. Donato on.
Full of running. The Chiangrai captain put a whack there, involved once again. Central part of this side. So as expected, both coaches using the substitutions as the drama unfolds. The idea was a good one. Again, just a little bit too much pace on the final ball through. There's the latest caution, a bit of time wasting. And Waterwong is the latest on a yellow. Shrugged off the challenger summit as well. Fizzed in just too high in the end for Patrick. Kurakwa's ball it was, and at the other end the counter might be on, and a little bit of space. Here comes Sivakul Tiachko, scored the winner against Tampines Rovers, has a bit of support, and then ricochets behind for the corner. So, Sivakorn's corner. And there is the corner count. Can they make one of these set pieces play? Too high in the end. Always drifting over. Plenty of space. Just able to take the opportunity, and it came his way. Well, looking at Tanya, who hit that. One of their second half substitutions, looking to make an impact. They're having to defend that. It's curled and then away it went behind and out of play and out of danger. You're on and Somkid on and Granada on, and then see the move off, and the changes just keep coming thick and fast. It's the latest one. There's an early Jimmy.
Will something give them in the last 10 or so minutes? But a decent game this. All about tightening the pressure for the team from Japan. Gamba Osaka on Jumbo motors. They haven't been able to do that. If they are to end with a point, that would be frustrating and disappointing. But from Chiangrai's point of view, came into a difficult group, didn't have that much Champions League experience. Determined to prove once again in the mix and up for the fight. And at the moment, heading for a point, another point against the same opposition in the space of a couple of days. Still with the shots, straight at the keeper. Still a threat, still a presence, but the save in the end was relatively comfortable. But he's put himself throughout this game in positions where he can create danger, and then at the other end, the break is on. It's been that sort of match. Both teams threatening. Both teams trying to get forward on the front foot. Up towards that far post, no one there except an orange jersey to hammer it away and win the throw. But again, lifted forward, second chance to try and combine with Sivakorn and win a free kick. Sivakorn Chopkin. Both intent in the final moments of going for a winner. Just for a moment, keeper read it well, and Higashiguchi got there first. And Moses ball. Kurakwa. Again, thought about the ball back to his keeper, decided to concede the throw deep inside his own territory, whipped in and headed away. Brunner's own goal, unfortunate considering the work he's gone through. Tested again, free kick, edge of the area. Well, perfect opportunity from the sort of range. Central. There's the push. And the referee, in no doubt, that warranted The free kick, the challenge by Sarawut Impen is penalised. And these are some worrying moments for the Thai team. It's yellow for Sarawut as well. And they have got to defend this set piece. Match-winning opportunity for Gamba Osaka. Where does the responsibility lie? Well, Sami certainly provides one option. And the man who's come off the bench, Keski Konakwa, provides the other option. Clock ticks towards the final minute of the 90. Is it to be Asami with that right foot up and over the wall, and too high in the end? It's a long time since Felipe provided the breakthrough moment for Chiangrai United, who still have time for yet more changes, and Sivakorn Theatrical is off. Kanasak Susai on. Into time, added on. Is there to be late drama? Just threaded through towards Patrick, didn't run his way. Camped inside that Chiangrai half, on the angle towards Patrick, and held well by Warawong. And the push, knew exactly what he was doing, and acknowledges another yellow card. Can have absolutely no complaints about that. Come off the bench as Ginny booked. Well, it's been a terrific game. A goal in each half. And an opportunity for a winner. Turned away. Well, what an important piece of goalkeeping for Warawong. Was heading in. Did really well to keep that out for Meniguch and keep it at 1-1. Sort of match. One side commits players forward, and then within the blink of an eye, it's up the other end. One final ball lifted in, one final header, and again This save by Warrawong, this time from the captain, Ginter Mura. 2 late gasp plays to keep it at 1-1. Another chance, connected well enough, heading towards the bottom corner, and the keeper got down and able to push it away. The end of what has been a highly entertaining and highly eventful Group H match. Felipe with the early breakthrough, which gave the lead to Chiangrai United. And then in the second half, some changes in playing personnel, and they found a way back into the match. Shinya Yajamal threatened the ball in the end, spins in off the unfortunate Brinner for an own goal. Full time, Gamba, Osaka 1, Chiangrai United 1.